think. You need another inversion. So do yourself a favor, look at them in the top three strings, just like open E, open A, and open D. Learn where they live up and down the neck. Next, take the second, third, and fourth string and do the same thing. Here's a really tough chord, A, right? So it goes. A few things as guitaristic as that. So once you've got all those together, then you want to figure out how to dress them nicely and do different things. Okay, that was the first week of the lesson there in those 5 minutes. And then you look at these intervals, all these other notes. So there's 12 notes out there, and we're only using 3. What are you going to do? Color the chord up a little bit. You got to get used to what the colors sound like. All right, here's a 2. Here's a chord. Here's a 2. I'm putting in the second note of the scale. Here's a chord. Here's what it sounds like with a 2. Here's a chord. Here's what it sounds like with a 2. Here's a chord. Here's what it sounds like with a 2. A 2 can go with a minor, or a 2 can go with a major. That's a different sound. When you're playing to that 5th chord, try holding it off, doing what we call a suspension. Go E, go A, and instead of going to B, just let the bass go to B. Leave your chord on A. What do you get? Heard that before? Sure. Straight suspension. Here's the easiest way to see it is, look at this D here. Now put an E on the bottom. And that's what that is. Sound of 4 going to 3. 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3. You see, the scale has 2 erogenous zones, particularly when you want to get into blues. The erogenous zones of blues are the space between minor third and major third. Right? Heard this before? There's a minor third. And there's a major third. Now listen to that. The other erogenous zone is between the 7 and the 1, okay? That space in there. So those are the places to have a little bit of fun and screw around. And if you want to listen to the chords in altered settings, just hammer on that E string and try all kinds of garbage on top, right? E, A, D, G. It's not supposed to work. Most common sound in the world, that 1, 5, 1. All right, you've heard that before. Now, I'm gonna have a juice on the guitar sound here, and I'll sing you a song. It all depends on where you first start hearing guitar players, and that has a lot to do with your taste in guitar from then on. If the first person you fell in love with was John Williams, well, that's going to affect your taste, you know? For many people, Mr. Renbourn was their first exposure to intelligent guitar playing. Where I grew up in North Florida, we had two guitar players live nearby, kept the rest of us out of work. One was Dwayne Allman, he used to play down in Daytona. The other guy was used to back Roy Orbison, Joe Walsh. And then there was this guy named Jerry Reed. When he wasn't playing lead for Elvis Presley or somebody, he used to come do and do solo tours. And he'd sit down all by himself with a beat-up guitar, and this was his riff. Well, I've been the cheap hotels, he was an ordinary man. His long skinny finger would hit the string and you could hear him across. 3 chords. And we'll do a groove just to keep it happening. The 7th chord, just hanging over the root. See, with time, you get away with murder. See? And you get this implied time as well, right? If I went... Still there somewhere? How about if I go... Didn't die, did it? Strung like a bass and drum. Take a solo too. People used to come from miles around this city. Was a one-man band. Me and my friends, we all knew he was a swinging little guitar man. Only 2 instruments play chords, you know. Really. The accordion's a bit of a machine. Marimbas are pretty heavy. Try carrying a piano around, it's not much fun. Why do we respond to this like this? I'd like to know. So when I grew up, I told my daddy I want to be a guitar man. He said, son, it's a mighty hard road. Do the best you can. So I got a good guitar in the back of my car. I set off to find you, man. And every night I play to the spirit of a swinging little guitar man. Still 3 chords. One of my other gimmicks, I mean, everybody knows I cheat a lot. We got a hard disk back here doing most of the hard work. But try this for a while. When you do that, just damp that bass string off. Just like old surfing music, remember? When you damp it off, you get this hard, dark sound. And it contrasts sounds that aren't hard and dark. Whereas if I went... It sounds like the same thing, right? But that way, there's 2 different things. So just try that so when you get home, right? Put your hand over that, damp that string. All I did was go D to A. D, 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 E. A, E, A, E, D, 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 A. G, A, D, G, D, G, D, C. C with D in the bass, that sucks. D. Said a whole lot of rhythm and blues gonna slide down this old street tonight. Talking about the story of a one-man band and playing here all right. Said if you wanna hear a little guitar boogie with no rock and roll band, sit yourself down, pick up on the rhythm of a swinging little guitar man. Sit yourself down, pick up on the rhythm of a swinging little guitar man.
Have a great weekend. Bye.